The man came on national television, accepted the fault, which is not common in this country. And he apologized to Nigerians. And I think this House should commend that effort to our public officers. This what do not happen in this country. Yes, it's a motion that is expressing some concerns of what happened with the UTME examination. But I think this motion somehow should commend the registrar of JAMB. Mr. Speaker, I can remember this House gave me the responsibility to investigate JAMB with respect to what happened with that little girl, Miss Oma, when she manipulated her result and trying to accuse JAMB for not giving her the score that she has scored. I investigated this matter thoroughly. I tabled this report on the floor of the House, and the House considered all our recommendations. I think this motion on this House is very unique for what happened with the JAMB, the registrar. He came on national TV. This man was shedding tears for what happened, for the negligence and dereliction of duty of some of his staff that caused these glitches in 70 centers in Lagos and some centers in the southeast. They identified this. I spoke with the registrar this morning. What really happened is the negligence of some of his staff when they found out. Mr. Speaker, what Nigerians should know, no two students taking the UTME have similar questions. Each individual out of 1.9 million candidates, each one of them will have a different question. And no individual contact with any candidate. But there are certain things, technical things that some key officers should do at a point where the examination is taking place that were not done. And that's where they had some individuals, some candidates had these glitches. And the system automatically identified those candidates. So it was not a manipulation or it's not anything. And the result was consistent since 2003 up to this moment, was consistent with the way UTME is being taken. The man came on national television, accepted the fault, which is not common in this country. And he apologized to Nigerians. And I think this House should commend that effort to our public officers. This what do not happen in this country, where officers, their staff manifested or demonstrated dereliction of duty, and then you find the head taking responsibility. It is not common. And I think this House should commend this man so that we will continue to have these people. And immediately he said those 317,000 students will retake this examination at an appropriate time, and they will follow it. I think we should commend this organization. And this organization, remember, Mr. Speaker, when he came, this organization was turning 1 billion, 2 billion as a revenue. When he came, he was turning 17, 18, 19, 20 billion. I think there is a demonstration of some level of honesty within the organization. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Sada. While I commend what you have said, and I don't think anyone is indicting him here, we are all saying investigate.
I want to thank the mover of this very important motion, sir. There are a lot of factors. Sadly, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, in constituting the committee to investigate this poor performance, we need to ask JAMB why certain questions, examinations were fixed for 6:30 a.m. in the morning for these our children. When we look at the security situation in the country and logistics, well, JAMB should come and explain why they fixed examination for 6:30. And Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, this House once passed a resolution directing relevant educational agencies that the under 16 policy, the policy that under 16 students will not be admitted into our institution, we directed that they should suspend the policy. Sadly enough, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, JAMB has refused to release the results of all under 16 students, contrary to the resolution of this House. I want to add to to the prayers of the movers of this motion that JAMB should be directed to release forthwith the result of all under 16 students. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, my brother. We go to Honorable Oga for amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I rise up this afternoon to amend this very good motion, able moved by my colleagues. Mr. Speaker, in a local government, there is no place where ICT can be installed. I amend that it should be installed in all our various secondary schools, so that is where, or various primary schools, where most of these students are being taught or trained on how to manage ICT. For example, most of the ones that are being installed by NCC, that is only the one that is working in most of the schools in some various constituencies. It is being mounted in local government. There is no any provision in some of those local government except in schools where some students will have access to it. That is the amendment, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
There is a social responsibility that we're exercising in that. So I think for you to say that we should extend to all secondary schools.
Okay, we should extend it to all the secondary schools in the country.
Well, we get a secondary, but to me, secondary schools, except for the federal secondary schools, are under the jurisdiction of state governments.
But there are some secondary schools that's being managed by the federal government.
That is one. Secondly, if you look at the number of secondary schools we have in a state, sometimes in local government you can have up to 10, 15.
Yes.
Are we sure that we are being realistic about the cost that will be incurred by government, knowing the paucity of funds are available for critical projects in this country? Are you sure it is realistic to demand that the federal government should go to what has happened and who to blame for? So I think the motion is in order as well. By the time we refer to the appropriate committee, they will do the needful by investigating and reporting back to the House. Thank you for the contribution. Honorable colleagues, I don't think if we need to really overheat this argument. We have said enough, so we'll just go ahead and put the question. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the committees on appropriation, basic education, digital and information technology for further legislative action. The next motion is coming from Right Honorable Erioteke Ibori Swing, member representing Ethiopia East, Ethiopia West, Federal Constituency of Delta State. Honorable Ibori, if you are around, please can you rise and move your motion?
The Speaker of the most vibrant House in Black and White Africa, my most distinguished colleagues, I am Honorable Erioteke Ibori Swenu, member representing the Goy people of Ethiopia West and Ethiopia East constituency of Delta State. Mr. Speaker, I rise under 8, Rule 5, on the matter of public importance for the need to curb the rising spirit of killing and kidnapping in Irodo Jese, Ethiopia West local government area of Delta State. Mr. Speaker, I therefore appeal that this House do suspend the relevant rules to enable me take this motion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to the first leg, Honorable Jogo.
Thank you for this opportunity, most revered Speaker. Distinguished colleagues,
Honorable Ibori, please proceed with your debate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My very distinguished colleagues, I rise this morning, Mr. Speaker, to move a motion of urgent public importance on the need to curb the rising spate of killing and kidnapping in Irodo, Ethiopia West local government area of Delta State. The House notes the alarming increase in killing and kidnapping in Irodo, Ichobras local government area, Delta State, resulting in the loss of lives, displacement of residents, and heightening fears within the community. The House further notes that these incidents have disrupted social and economic activities, leaving families in mourning and communities in constant fear for their safety. Aware that the rising wave of insecurity in the area threatens not only the peace and stability of the community, but also broader security architecture of Delta State. Cognizant of the constitutional obligation of the government to protect the lives and properties of its citizens, as enshrined in the Section 14(2)(b) of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended. Concerns that the continuous attack, if left unchecked, could further escalate the tension and disrupt the peaceful coexistence in the region. Mr. Speaker, the House do resolve to urge the Nigerian Police Force, the Nigerian Army, and other relevant security agencies to intensify surveillance and security operations in Irodo, Jese, Ethiopia's local government area, Delta State, with the view to curbing the rising spate of killing and kidnapping. 2. Call on the Inspector General of Police to deploy a special tactical team to the area to restore peace and protect the lives and properties. 3. Mandate the House Committee on Police Affairs, Defense, and National Security to liaise with the relevant security agencies to ensure the immediate restoration of peace, stability in the affected community. 5. Urge the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to provide relief materials to the affected families and support the rehabilitation of the displaced persons. And 5. Call on security forces and relevant government agencies to investigate the incident thoroughly, identifying the perpetrators and bringing them to justice to serve as deterrent to others. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you.